Thanks for that, Norm. So as my bio says, I'm a research manager here at the University of New England within the Faculty of Science, Ag, Business and Law. The Smart Farm Industry Centre, which we are sitting in today, falls within our faculty, as it were. And I'm just going to touch briefly on collaboration that we have been doing with industry here at UNE over the last 60 odd years, and some of the principles that we adhere to that we see that make collaboration successful between universities, industries, commercial partners, as it may be. Okay. So UNE's got a fairly solid track record. We've been around for more than 60 years, working with industry partners, peak rural groups, and we've been delivering world-class agricultural research across a lot of different industries. So we believe we've got a pretty solid track record there. We like to look at systems-based approaches, so rural science, which I'm a graduate of and is one of our strengths here at the university. We like to look at systems-based approaches, which is similar to what we're looking at here today. It's not just putting on band-aids to issues. We might have a problem which may be a symptom, but we try to take a step back to look at the bigger system to understand what's really going on and how do we take control of, or how do we ameliorate the issues that are actually happening that may actually be something further back upstream. Question for everyone is whether or not, circular economy is the next generation of some of these systems thinking approaches that were founded back in the 50s and 60s by Bill McClymont. Don't have to answer that one, but something to chew on. So some of our principles for collaboration. We want our research and our graduates, our students who come out of the institution, to have real world impact on society and or industry or both. So we want to deal with the real problems. We don't just want to do research for the sake of doing research. We need to have impact. As I say, focus on real problems. The other principle is that there needs to be mutual benefit. So there's got to be something in it for everyone. So when we're partnering with industry or whoever it may be, there's got to be something in it for the university, but there's also definitely got to be something in it for the commercial partner. And there's many different ways and different models of doing this, but generally we look at co-investment, and whether that's in terms of dollars, time, resources, facilities, whatever it may be. But everyone's got a little bit of skin in the game, and that way you've got a little bit more of a vested interest in getting some successful outcomes. So these are just some of the larger CRCs, particularly focusing on the agricultural industries that we've been working with in the past and also at the moment. So sheep CRC, which wrapped up only a couple of weeks ago. It was 17 years of collaboration based here at the University of New England, a broad range of industry stakeholders, industry bodies, state departments of agriculture, etc., etc. And at the moment we're also new partners in the future food systems, which is looking at, so how do we transform agriculture going forward? How do we meet the changing paradigm of 9 billion people by 2050, etc., etc. Some of the sorts of issues that Norm and the team are trying to address here with food recycling. So I've touched on this already, industry bodies. So we've got a whole range of different industry bodies that we work with directly, as well as individual commercial companies. MLA, cotton, grains, a whole range of them there. And of course the Poultry Hub, that's one of the reasons we are here today. Poultry Hub came out of the former Poultry CRC, and I think through some of the networks with the Poultry Hub, that's how we've come together today to collaborate with University of Western Sydney, also UNE, and Norm and the team at Food Recycle. So, as I sort of touched on earlier, UNE is not just about the people. We've got some very intellectually gifted people within the institution, but it's not just about the brains trust. It's also, we've got the facilities, which we're here and taking advantage of today. We've got the farms. We've got a whole heap of research laboratories back on the main campus. If you get the opportunity to go and have a look around, you'll find a lot of state-of-the-art equipment and centres going on over there. But in particular, this Smart Farm Innovation Centre, it's designed to allow us to collaborate with industry partners in particular. So we're here to try and validate concepts, which is a little bit of what we're doing today, to demonstrate those concepts and to demonstrate those innovations, which is exactly what we're doing today. And then we've got a whole range of other facilities. Again, I'm focusing on the agricultural side of things. UNE is a much larger institution. We've got strengths in other areas, but this is my bread and butter, so you'll have to excuse me for sticking with what I know, as it were. So these are some of the industry collaborating partners that we have been working with. This is just at the Smart Farm Innovation Centre and across our other feedlot out west of Kingstown. But as you can see, we work directly with individual companies, if needs be, or we can work with entire industry bodies, as it were. And one of our other keys is we like to work, when we're working with industry, is to try and work with a range of industry partners. So you often find that one partner may have an issue and another partner has a similar issue, but they're not necessarily talking to each other. And so that's where one of the strengths is at UNE and with universities in general, is trying to bring those partners together to identify that an industry has a problem, but they may have be inward looking and just focusing on their own problem without realising that there's a similar issue going on in another industry. If we can bring those industries together and facilitate collaboration through a university partner or whoever it may be, there's a greater opportunity to pool those resources and address those issues more directly. We've had a lot of success with that within the horticulture industry in the last couple of years in particular. So collaborative partnerships, basically we're open to work with anyone. If you've got a problem and you would like some assistance, please come and talk to us. We can see what we can do, how we may be able to set up some sort of collaboration or inform whatever that may be. Norm already touched on trying not to seek funding and grants, depending on how you set up your business models, but there are also a whole range of different grants and partnerships and funding opportunities that are there in order to facilitate collaborations with universities, whether it be UNE or Western Sydney Uni or somewhere else, in order to work directly with industry, in order to harness the strengths that are within the university in order to match those to the innovation and the drive that comes out of private sector development, private sector industries. So we're not just talking the talk, we're also trying to equip our students with the skills to go out and work with industry more broadly. So we recognise that maybe only 2 out of 10 PhD students will actually go on to have an academic career, which means 80% of the people who do a PhD don't work within academia and need to go out and work in the real world, as it were, outside of the gilded gates here at this sort of institution. So for us, the PhD is not just about the research, it's also about what people may call the soft skills, so the ability to work with others, to network, to collaborate, to project manage, to do all those other sorts of things that are important when you're working in business. So we've got internship opportunities as part of our research programs where they can be funded, students can be funded for up to 6 months to go and work with a commercial partner on a commercial issue. So if you've got a problem that you're struggling with and you need some, or you would like some external help, you can bring in some of these graduates who can then get trained up in the real world and also move into the industry thereafter, having worked on industry problems. So looking towards the future, I mean, UNE itself, we're looking to continue to lead a role in supporting industry research. We want to engage further with industry, and we want to continue to demonstrate and apply technologies, for our day-to-day operations on farm, but also more broadly within society as a whole. And in general, as I say, we're keen to assist in commercialisation and research across the Australian industries, not just in agriculture, but much more broadly. And that's me, thank you.